In 1944, 19-year-old Enno Strobel was stationed near Nice in southern France. On September 11, 1944, after a skirmish with American paratroopers, the German army listed him as missing in action and he was never heard of again. Eno Strobel had two brothers, both of which were also killed in the war. 70 years later, as I visited the German cemetery in Dagneux, France, I noticed the grave of a German soldier named Eno Strubel. The name was almost identical to Enno Strobel's. The date of death was one day after Strobel went missing, and the absence of a date of birth meant that the Germans had never actually identified this so-called Eno Strubel. I investigated the matter, and it turned out that Eno Strobel had been wounded and then captured by the US paratroopers, who brought him to their field hospital in Draguignan, where he died of wounds. The American Graves Registration soldiers buried him in the US cemetery, but misspelled his name as Strubel instead of Strobel. It is because of this one-letter typo that Enno Strobel ended up being considered missing for 70 years. After I connected the dots, the German authorities considered Enno Strobel to be officially identified as in fact being Enno Strobel. Enno Strobel's elderly parents, having lost their 3 children in the war, had decided to have a 4th son, Peter Strobel, after the war. Peter Strobel is still alive today and lives in the Strobel family house. After I identified his brother, I went to visit him and his family in Germany, and he came to visit the mountains in France where his brother had been reported as missing in action in September 1944.